Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. I'm Random Ross and today I review Flight Risk. So, this is written by Jared Rosenberg, directed by Mel Gibson, yes, that Mel Gibson, starring Mark Wahlberg, Michelle Doherty and Topher Grace, where it follows US Marshal Madeline, played by Michelle Doherty, taking a witness, suspect, what have you, to back to New York from Alaska, played by Topher Grace, called Winston. And then, as they get a private plane to take him back, they realize, they find out that their pilot isn't who he says he is when he reveals to be a hitman, played by Mark Wahlberg. And then it turns into an intense confrontation where, after restraining the pilot, they then have to try and work out how they're going to operate the plane and land it safely. And there's some language and violence along the way, and we get a few small comical moments, and some action thrills in there. So what do I like about this film? Well, Mel Gibson, as a director, I think he does okay. I mean, I haven't seen much of his directing work. I mean, I've seen Braveheart and Passion of the Christ, and I saw that film once, Apocalypto, a long time ago. But, Mel Gibson throughout this film was behind the camera, so, I thought his directing was alright. In fact, I didn't even know he was directing this film until I saw the end credits, where we see him credited as director. I thought, what, is that the Mel Gibson? It was. So Mark Wahlberg, I can watch him in anything. I mean, he doesn't put much into his roles when it comes to like disguising his voice or something, or his methods, but I can watch him in a comedy film when he's funny. I can watch him in an action film where he's like the action hero. And in this, he played a sociopathic hitman who was insane and nuts. Not much is explained about him other than him being a brutal hitman and how he knows how to pilot a plane. He just does. But seeing him playing a crazy guy, I don't know why he was bald on the top. I mean, he looks a bit ridiculous, but maybe that's the idea, I don't know. But he looked like a crazy guy, which is what we were going for in that. Also, he was marketed as the lead in this movie because he was like the biggest actor out of the three in this. I like Michelle Doherty in this. I mean, she's made it big over the last 10 years or so in America. I mean, she's probably well known from the costume drama Downton Abbey. And this is the second sort of film she's done where she's like in a tight situation on a plane. Because the one she was in before was Non-Stop with Liam Neeson, where she was an air hostess, and in this she played a US Marshal. She was American in it. She's a British actress. I don't know. I mean, I could tell it was a fake accent, but I don't know if you've got to be an American to be a US Marshal, how all that works, but the script called for it. It called for it. I thought she did alright in her performance in this. And that. Topher Grace as Winston. Topher Grace hasn't had much luck, as he since Spider-Man 3 kind of derailed him a bit. I mean, we all know him from that 70s show that ran in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then he made it into film where he played Eddie Brock and Venom, where probably less said about his turn as Venom the better, maybe. But he's had other small parts like in Predators, and he was in an episode of Black Mirror, and he was, the last film I saw him in was that Hugh Grant led horror, Heretic, where he played a vicarish guy or something, but he was in that. I thought his character delivered a few funny moments in there, like when he was whimpering out and screaming and stuff. But not to forget, this is a serious film, so we got So we had a few little giggles here and there. But this film, it was intense, with flying thinking, oh, they're going to make it. I mean, of course they're going to make it. I mean, this had some good CGI visuals, including a CGI moose at the beginning. And, yeah, I thought, okay, sure. I also thought that, the story was kind of predictable, but like they're gonna get the upper hand, they're gonna sort it out at the end. But sometimes that's all you want in a action romp, and that's what we got. This film was about an hour and a half long, so it's not a long movie. It was about 90 minutes long, and I thought that was just all right for it. I mean, these days films tend to go out into past the 2 hour mark, but this one, like I said, was 90 minutes long, and I thought that was a decent run for a film like this. But yeah, I guess if it's a decent enough popcorn flick, if you just want to switch off to something and enjoy an hour and a half of a hitman on an aeroplane with an intensity and some brutal violence and language. But yeah, it mainly focused on the three characters on the plane. There was only 2 segments, like the opening act where we're in a small cabin in Alaska, and then the final act where they're on the runway. Like I say, 90% of this film is on the plane. So, yeah, what am I going to rate this one? I think I will give this one a 3, I guess. 3 for efforts. But yeah, nothing to write home about. It was a decent enough film, so yeah. So there you go. Have you seen this one? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so feel free to check all that out. And yeah, if you love horror content, I've got a channel for that linked down below or in the cards above here, so you can check that out. So yeah, that's it for this review. So yeah, until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends. Goodbye.